It is Friday night. What's up, Rochelle?
Oh my goodness. Where's the liquor at? Where's the bottle? I have mine. Um, my good friend Joe sent me a bottle of One Rock vodka, the original. And let me tell you, man, it's hitting the spot. Celebrating.
Nice.
Celebrating.
Yes. Yeah, we skipped a week here. I had personal stuff I had to take care of last Friday, but the thing is, we had so much to share last week, and even more this week. It's just been an exciting last 2 weeks that everything is really just kind of falling together for MNFT and what we're building in Louisiana.
Oh yeah. Excitedly so. So much to share, so much to keep up with, but I'll keep going back to the responses that I get and how excited people are to not only participate but actively help to ensure it being successful, right? Including the mayor of the city, um, our mutual circle of influence, speakers. The venue is absolutely beautiful, and they've done a great job um, in going back and forth with us to make sure that we provide value, right?
Yep.
So I'm just ready to go, bro. Can we move it up to now?
Well, that might be a little too soon, but
True,
uh, it's coming on fast. I mean, geez, we're already in June, and before we know it, it'll be August, and everyone's packing up to head to Louisiana, to New Orleans. Um, you know, so geez. So are you drinking right now, Rochelle?
I'm having an adult beverage, yes, sir.
All right. So let's have a little bit of a game here, and we'll see how much we can get out of you before the end of the broadcast.
I'm a
Um,
lightweight, so yeah, let's go. Let's
all
go.
right, all right. So what should be the keyword? How about Nola? Let's do Nola. Every time you hear Nola, you got to take a drink.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
All right. So we have some exciting news. Just a lot of things are coming together. The pitch deck should be ready to go here very shortly. The sponsors will be onboarded very soon, and tickets are going on sale very soon. What else is there?
Well, it's not just the tickets. Remember, it's meeting people where they're at. So it's attacking that psychology,
Mhm.
um, and just really laying down a solid foundation and looking at everyday things that you use, products and services, and understanding that flow of money and where you can actively participate in that economy so that you can find your way to financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you.
Right.
So there's music, there's fashion, there's gaming, there's where to earn, play to earn, fit to earn, every kind of earn that you could think of. Again, taking the approach of low cost to no cost barrier to entry so that people can not only understand the basic functions of the blockchain and how it's revolutionized the way we do business, but also how they can actively participate, not just as an investor, but as career opportunities for themselves and their family.
Yep. And the great thing though is there's going to be a sense of locality at the event. So you're going to see actual businesses from the area, right? That
Absolutely.
maybe are not in Web3 or are interested in Web3 that are going to be exploring the possibilities and talking to the people that are coming through to discussing, that road road path or that roadway to that financial freedom that is there for them. I know the big topic of discussion that we had earlier was the job fair that you want to have. That is going to be somewhere within within the convention, right? You're going to be able to talk to different employers to see how to get started, or maybe to get a leg up from where you currently are at. Um, yeah, a lot of great things.
But you know what makes that career fair, so to speak, so exciting is the opportunity to upskill and become indispensable.
Yep.
Because as we see with the advance of AI, it's not necessarily replacing people, but it certainly is allowing you to become more efficient at what you do, right?
Yep.
So imagine, like, I had the discussion. I said, what do you think a GBT prompt engineer career starts at? And he said, I'll show you one right now for $330,000. I'm
Hmm.
like, what in the what? What? $330,000 for a chat GBT prompt engineer.
Yep.
So you absolutely can reskill, become indispensable in this new digital economy, and still thrive.
Yep.
So it's about really making sure not only are we parting with the information, but that we're actively providing the tools, resources, and access, right, to utilize those things, because those things by themselves, they don't have any value.
Hmm.
What am I going to do with the blockchain if you tell me, oh, this is a blockchain, this is what it does? Okay, and how does it relate to me? What's in it for me?
Yep.
Right? And this attempts to answer all those questions from a family perspective on how you teach your kids about money, how you have that conversation about financial literacy with them while they're at that age, and how, even without extra money, you can still create a platform for them that they can utilize to launch their own businesses, like life insurance, like
Hmm.
credit rating, paying attention to those things that they can leverage to gain the liquidity needed to grow and scale a business. And these are tools that we absolutely need to share because it's so simple.
Yep.
Scott, it's so simple. And
And
I say that meaning that you don't have to go buy anything expensive. You don't have to meet with anyone. It's little things. It's simply adding on a low credit card with you, making sure you're paying it off every month. I think you start them. I started Hopi at 18, Mark and Hope at 18,
mhm.
um, and paying it off every month. Really take control and having the conversation with them. So by the time maybe they graduate high school, they graduate college, they have a good credit rating, and now they want to start a business. They don't have to be in that struggle, so to speak. Now they have a little working capital to build things out the right way.
Yep.
These are the things that we do have control over. So it's taking a look in the cupboard, Scott, and seeing how we can prepare an 8-course meal with just what we already have.
That's right. And going back to the job fair and the exposure that this convention is going to give the masses is really kind of key because that's always been kind of the agenda, right? Your job is becoming obsolete because of a robot, or your job is becoming obsolete because of automation or something, right? But
Mm-hmm.
just because that position is no longer viable doesn't mean that that new technology or that new mechanism or whatever it is that is replacing it doesn't have 20 other positions that are required to make sure that goes flawlessly, right? So what this convention is, at least one of the things that I look at it as, is it is opening the door to what Web3 is, what the future is, and showing people that, hey, this isn't something to be afraid of or something that is without good cause. It is actually going to open up possibilities if you're willing to accept them. And that's what's so great about it. I mean, I look back at when I was a kid and just the the way things were, right? The way I'm sure you can relate. You went to work, you manual labor of some sort, right? Doing one thing or another, and you got a paycheck for that. Well, things evolved and computers came into play, and now, you know, who would have thought? I mean, going from that to working primarily on a computer the majority of my day, right?
Mm.
And I still interact with people and all this and that, but things have evolved, and people were afraid of computers when they first came out. They were afraid of the internet when it first came out. And here we are, they're afraid of Web3. And this is kind of breaking down that barrier of fear and showing them it's not something to be afraid of, but something to embrace.
Well, see, this is where the conversation has to take place, and why we have to go back old school, right? And
Yep.
have the art of conversation. Um, there is always fear with something new. People struggle with what they don't understand. It is not your job to make it worse.
Yep.
It's your job to take a look at where they're at and meet them there. So I completely understand your fear. I completely understand your concerns and your worries. But this is what we can do to try to alleviate some of those fears. And let's see how we can find a way for you to understand the potential that's here. You see, again, framing the narrative for your audience. Because when you speak and you share your knowledge, um, are you sharing it because you want to be the person in the room that seems to know it all? Or are you sharing it because you want to teach? If you're sharing it because you want to teach, then you adapt to your audience. Your audience don't adapt to you.
That's right. Yep. And yeah, and I mean that's what this is all about, right? This is, you know, yeah, it is. It's an education format that is going to be very engaging. I know that, some of the things that are planned out are going to be very family oriented. Other things are going to be, very financially oriented, right? Some things are going to be,
Still DGen. We're gonna have a DGen corner. Don't worry, my DGen friends, right? Because we still like the T2. I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
no, DJ is fine. Yep. And that'll be with the next to the slot machines.
There you
Um,
go. Because that's exactly what it is gambling.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's something you don't see a whole lot of. Like when you look at the conventions that are out there that are going around, some of them are just there to ask you for more money, right? Some
Facts.
of them are there that are so dedicated to just one niche that it's like, okay, well, that's great, but you know, there's more to that, right?
Facts.
What else? And this is so broad. I mean, it really does hit people where they're at, like you said. And we're looking at, no matter where you are in your journey in life, it is going to have a spot where you can jump in and say, "This is where I'm at. I can start here and move forward." Right. And these are the people that are going to show me how to get there. It's going to have that. It's going to have the conversations with the individual sponsors that are going to enlighten them as to the possibilities they have with maybe different types of insurances, or the types of real estate they can invest in, or having a financial advisor like Michael, right?
Like Matthew.
Matthew, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Michael is the lawyer.
Michael's a lawyer. Or talk to a lawyer about
Yeah.
setting up just a trust for your children. I mean, there's just a lot of different people that are going to be there that are going to be key factors in your life, right? And maybe them not individually, but what they do, definitely. I mean, at some point, you're going to need a lawyer. At some point, you're going to need to talk to someone about insurance. At some point, you're going to want to know more about real estate because you're going to be looking to buy some. Or at some point, you may need to know more about, how to invest your money and keep it safe so that you're not, waking up one morning and it's all gone, right? Um,
Facts. Facts.
and that's what this is. This is, how to get from where you're at, where maybe you don't think you have any extra money to kind of get on that right track, to showing you how to have that extra money or find that extra money, and then what to do with that extra money, and then also maybe how to better yourself, right? If there's maybe a company there that you end up talking to, that you find out, well, hey, I'm qualified to do this job, and they agree with you, and that job pays $10 more an hour than what you're making, or $5 more an hour than what you're making. Well, hello, you just found extra money,
Facts.
right?
Facts. The founder and CEO of Fire Academy, I had the pleasure of meeting with her last week, and she said, she was 8 years old when she was having a conversation with her mom, and told her mom, I'm going to work at Google one day. Not only did they fund her project, but she got hired at Google, um, and she doesn't have a bachelor's degree. And I
Mhm.
say that only to say that I think when you look at the landscape right now, and you think, oh my God, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, you know, where am I going to fit in? How can I fit in? Don't underestimate your life experiences.
Yep.
Don't underestimate your life experiences and how they can potentially position you for your dream job. And
Yeah.
because we also going to have the courses, free and paid access as well, to help you learn in the new digital economy, to help you build out your skill set, so that you can sit at the negotiation table quite confident in what you can provide by becoming irreplaceable. And so
Yeah.
taking 5 to 10 minutes a day, to learn something new in bite-sized pieces, that's the key. Because, adults, we're busy. We usually only want to put so much on our brain and then nothing more, right? So designed for us in mind, where it's bite-sized pieces. We can listen here, maybe on lunch, maybe at dinner time after the kids go to bed. And it doesn't become this additional stress factor of, oh my God, I got to do this thing, right? Because I don't pay for it, so I don't want to waste my money. But now you begin to hate the thing that you were so passionate about. So it's again meeting people where they're at, showing that the technology itself, it's the technology, right? It's the technology that is going to be so useful in how we grow and scale.
Yep.
And there's nothing to be afraid of, because you, as any business owner, should attest. You want to have several streams of revenue. You want to have multiple streams of revenue. And so to ignore the technology based on the current media narrative that, oh, crypto is a scam, NFTs are not worth anything, that has nothing to do with the technology, though.
Right.
Right? Because the technology is here to stay. That ain't going nowhere. Big banks are getting in, like JP Morgan, right? So where does that leave you if you don't even understand the basic of what it does and the potential that it has for you? And I'm not being, crazy by saying it can be generational wealth.
Yep.
With a simple, smart investment goal, it can absolutely be life-changing generational wealth. But you have to be open to the knowledge. You have to remain consistent. Financial literacy was never sexy. It's the boring stuff, right? Because you have to keep doing the same thing over and over when you don't feel like it, right? But I want you to think this time with the end goal in mind. Every time it becomes harder to go to that job, to put up with people we don't like, to live in an apartment that you hate because, it's what you can afford, I want you to think about the end goal in mind, right? Where can I be 1 year from now if I continue to save this $10, this $5, this $25, right? Is it going to a new apartment, right? So now you can afford to move, right? Or is it taking a trip? Or is it setting aside money so that when you hit 50, you can absolutely tell that boss you hated for years, shove it,
That's right. Yeah.
And none of these things are, it sounds simple, right? And it's like, oh, you're preaching to the choir. What I'm saying is that knowledge is useless to us unless we have a lit pathway to apply and utilize.
Yep.
And this is where we come in, because we're coming with the education, we're coming with the entertainment, we're coming with the tools, we're coming with the resources, and we're coming with the funding. See, we ain't coming to the dinner table empty-handed, right? We're bringing it all, and we're bringing it in an approach that meet people where they're at. We still want to vibe with a community. We still want to sit and listen to great music. We still want to have a fantastic meal with friends, right? This is how you gently introduce the topic. Get them to look at things they already do. So if you already send money, how you feel about them fees, right? If you already buy services, is that working for you?
Right.
And you take a look in a marginalized community and you see how much money they have going out, but very little coming in. So I'm asking them to take a look at this model that says for every dollar you spend, you should be getting 10 cents back. You should be looking at companies that want you to spend with them because you earn something back for services that you had to get anyway. It helps to build a great mindset, and it helps set aside, maybe it's just enough that you can buy in $25 at a time, right? And you continue to build from there. These are attainable goals. They're not sexy. right? There's no hype to them. There's no let's get rich quick and turn into $1 million. This is a proven pathway to success only if you remain consistent and reach out for the help that's there to help you get where you want to be.
Yep.
And that's my little lecture for the day. See, I was drinking, so yeah, I sound all educated now.
Oh, by the way, Nola.
Yes, I needed that. That was a long speech. That was a long speech.
That was.
Free
Yeah.
plug for One Rock Vodka though. I'm not gonna hold you, Garrett. I'm telling you right now, if you come across this episode, bro, I will buy definitely into your company and I will shill it to the moon. Very smooth. And I'm not a vodka fan, but I got the original and have it chilled. I had it in the freezer, Scott. So I got my little fancy shot glass from the Bahamas. And yes, it's like, oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
Nice. Yeah, and you made a good point. It's not a get rich quick. And there's a lot of things that are good about that. If money comes quickly, first it's either illegal, or if it's not illegal, you're not sure how to handle that and you blow it, right? And
Yeah.
now you're back where you started. Where if you're building towards that financial freedom, towards that wealth, and you know what it took to get you there, even when that time comes that you hit it, you're going to be more responsible. You're going to understand how it works and you're going to be able to maintain it. So there's a lot to be said for, the due diligence of building it over time.
Absolutely. And see, we're forgetting that we have resources. That's the key. I want them to understand. Most of the time, being in the marginalized community, we feel powerless.
Yep.
Like we have no control over anything. Like, my mom was a steel worker, so I continue to be a steel worker. My kids are probably going to be a steel worker all their lives because they just don't know how to get out of the rut, or they tried and failed, so now they're going to stay in safety, right? All I'm asking you to do is to come to the event. Take a look around, right? We've got music concerts. We've got the legend Jedi Dread Band that's going to open up. We've got a massive fashion show planned that's going to be absolutely spectacular. Why? Because fashion is playing out in all of the digital universes there is, right? So somebody's got to design that. Why are you not getting a piece of the $140 billion fashion industry on the blockchain? Let me help you again, right? Let me peel back that layer for you, and let's see how we can get there together, right? The music industry. Now you go from, getting 40%, right? And your label getting 60%. So now you could still do that for the major concerts and stuff like that because there's a liability and booking and so many pieces to go with that. Sure, you could still do that. But I also want you to think about, what if you threw your own concert in a metaverse or social media app, right? Or a subscription-based NFT project, right? Where, like OnlyFans, I'm gonna call it for what it is, because the world will burn down, sex, drugs, and alcohol will still sell. So maybe OnlyFans for music, right? Why not? I know that if some of the legends that I really like offered something like that, I sure as hell would be subscribing. And I shouldn't be saying that because I'm supposed to be teaching people how to save money, but I'm just saying, right? There's some things you just have to, just bite the bullet on, and music is that for me. Yep. But I say that to say, all of these things that we do in Web 2, all of the things, absolutely can have a place in Web 3 on a hybrid model from a business perspective, where it's an additional revenue stream. It's an additional way to get people actively involved in your brand. Now, here's the difference. When you go to traditional marketing, they have people in place to do that for you. When you come to this space, it is a testament to your character for people that are still here building in a bear market.
Mm-hmm.
Let's really talk about it, right? In a bear market that is here, they are building. So I feel like crypto is absolutely the fire. And when we've been past this stage and you see the companies that are left, I guarantee you that they're going to be something of value.
Yeah. Yeah. And, even if they're not, right, the diligence and just drive that they put into it to sustain it throughout the market, right? Throughout that bear market, that so many projects went under, right? So many,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
I
Some big
mean,
ones too. Some big ones.
there's a lot to be said there about what their goals are. Are they there to just make a buck, or are they there to make a difference? And I guarantee you, the ones that are sticking through this bear market and building, they're there to make a difference. And I I believe that every one of them is going to be worthwhile when we come out of it. But um, that again, it's one of those things where you have to do your due diligence. You have to make sure the team's there, that they're working, that they're doing what they say they're doing, and that you know, well,
Don't neglect your responsibility with your finances, because that's what has happened in the traditional sense.
mhm,
One, the barrier was no access.
yep,
And two, the access was priced so high that we couldn't get it anyway.
right,
Right? So don't ignore some of the traditional fund and values of money. And somebody said it and I laughed, but it was absolutely right. They said poor people buy all the luxury brands. You know what rich people buy? They buy their own brands.
yep,
And that's kind of like the thinking that I want to help um, people in the marginalized community, my community, understand. Start looking at the value your dollar have for you, so that when you choose to spend it wisely, it's giving you something back other than the pleasure of wearing the latest gear, because you can't hawk that shit.
yep. That's right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if your closet full of Jordans is going to give you the lifestyle that you want, but maybe it helps you build a business model off of it.
Right. No, I'm not I actually don't own a single pair of Jordans.
I don't own any sneakers, period. I'm
Uh,
not a tennis shoes fan.
I own sneakers. I'm Puma and Adidas mostly, but
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Back in the day, of course, of course.
yeah, but
Um,
yeah,
I'm excited for the fashion. I'm excited for how we're gonna roll it out. I'm excited for the music. I'm excited for the comedy. I'm excited for the movies and the documentaries that we're gonna see by these talented independent filmmakers that can't get played anywhere, but they can get played in Web3, and they can build up a community and be successful in whatever their passion is. And I think for me, that's really why I remain so driven, because I'm not preaching at you. I'm right there in the mud with you. Scott and I understand what it means to go hungry to make sure that a bill is paid when you're a parent, right?
yeah,
We absolutely come from those roots. And so, we've been through the fire and understand that when it comes to our money that we work hard for, it's absolutely emotionless investing, and it's looking at the project, looking at the individuals involved, and determining with the tools that I've been provided if it's a good fit for me,
yep.
right?
And
Me personally, don't give me money. I will mint every NFT I come across. I am literally addicted, and I love NFTs. To me, NFTs only no purpose is one that isn't minted. I,
mhm,
I believe every entity have some type of value for them. And so they can range from just fun stickers that you could share with your friends, all the way up to be a fractionalized NFT on real estate and hotels and businesses, right? Um, but again, you have to kind of understand that, hey, this is not a get rich quick kind of event. It's geared towards taking a look at the family unit in the marginalized community and finding key components that each of them can connect with, to understand what's in it for them, and then providing the tools and resources. Because if you are a parent in this digital economy, right, um, schooling looks different for your kid. Educational opportunities looks different for your kid. There are successful content creators that are quite young,
yep.
right? That's a component we're going to have as well. Um, Getting a producer for those types of content creation. If that's what your kid wants to do, then learn how to do it successfully, and that means getting the education on what they need to have, sitting down and working with someone to lay out a simple pathway to see if they remain consistent, so you don't go spend a whole bunch of money and then 2 weeks later they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that anymore, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
it's testing that market to see if it's really something that they want to do, they have a passion for, and you absolutely can encourage them, because now you're thinking ahead. By the time they hit 18, you don't have to worry about college. If they want to go to college, know that it's fully paid for and they graduate without debt. And you help raise them with the mindset that when I earn, I keep.
Yep.
Right? And that's the key, because this world was meant to break you, right? Your parents were meant to protect you and love you. But this world as a whole is meant to break you. Only the fittest and the strongest will survive. So we have to evolve. We have to adapt. And if not for ourselves, then for our children.
Yep.
Because if we miss out on giving them the access and the tools and resources to not only just survive and thrive, then that goes down in the DNA. That goes for generations to come. And the wealth gap is only getting wider.
Yep. 100%.
See, I get very passionate when I talk about this stuff, man.
And you know, what you were talking about as far as looking into, you know, what to invest in and whatnot, you were referring to primarily Web3, but those things are the same things that you look at when you're investing in Web2 or just, you know, in traditional means of finance. And, you know, here's a tip with all this coming up with Web3, the metaverses that are coming out, with the new Apple VR thing.
See Apple's new product?
Oh, yeah, it's salty, but you know the thing is,
revolutionize the way you do business. Watch again,
yep.
Tech, wearable
tech, and the way all these things are coming, they are going to need faster processors, graphics processors. So my tip is, if you look at the history over the last year or so of NVIDIA and AMD, those are some traditional companies that might be worth taking a look at.
Oh, they're killing the game.
Oh, they are. They are.
Themselves to absolutely be able to participate with the next big product coming out. Yep. I can tell you right now, they're devs in their mama's basement going, man, I need to get a deeper look on what Apple has, because I know I want to drop on that platform. Yeah. Right? And this is what happens when you build a successful brand. This is what happens when you take the time to do things and do it the right way. Everybody else was running off at the mouth about the metaverse. And I've always said, no, that doesn't do it for me. It doesn't make sense. I see the metaverse as a custom, maybe learning environment. I see it as a great way to have a virtual environment for working, but I don't see the metaverse as being something that I would invest in. It just doesn't do it for me personally. Yeah. But let's talk about augmented reality.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how Apple is coming to the front. They just skipped the metaverse. Yep. You see what I'm saying? They skipped the metaverse craze and just went straight to augmented reality, because they're using what you already have and enhancing it. That's right. That's what we're doing when we come to your vibrant community. We're coming and we're taking a look at what you already have and showing you how you can view it, capture it, and monetize it in this day and age. Because you absolutely can come with an idea and get with the right people, and before you know it, you're funded. Who would have ever thought that hair products on the blockchain? Young lady, first African American to come to the blockchain to raise for a hair product, and she raised 2.4 million, I think, in less than 4 hours.
Wow.
That's how strong her Web2 user base was, right? You know, women are very come to their makeup, their brand. They don't, you know, there are certain things that they this is what they stick with. And so she had a great business model that worked well for her in Web2, and she understood that there was potential in Web3. And so she was just kind of testing the market. $2.4 million later. You know what she was asking for? I think the raise was something like $100,000.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. No, it's not crazy. It's smart people.
Yeah.
It's smart people that absolutely know that there's a market for hair. There's a market for hair products. So it's, again, taking a look at the things that you use and services on a daily basis and helping your mind understand this is something that I want to look at in investing. You love to game? Maybe take a look at the gaming platforms you can invest in. Um,
Mhm.
Healthcare, maybe take a look at the blockchains that are offering specific types of healthcare app. All going back to come take a look. Don't be intimidated. Come take a look and come take a look from your lens, whatever you like. If it's fashion, then let's go to the blockchain that really wants to build out their ecosystem and be known for fashion. If it's gaming, let's go to Polygon Labs, right? Because that's what they're really known for, family friendly and gaming. This is what they're building out their ecosystem for, right?
Mhm.
So instead of talking about blockchain, maybe we say co-ops, maybe we say malls, so people fully understand that when we use the term blockchain, we're talking about um, going to use a service, right, that has an ecosystem within it. So maybe I'm shopping for shoes, and this ecosystem might pay me for every purchase, right? So I'm going to get to know this ecosystem. It's really just breaking down how we share information at the end user standpoint um, to guide them to learn, grow, and thrive the way they need to. Because too long we've been trying to force our narrative um, on how we think people should take on this space. But the truth
Mhm.
is, we were the ones that needed to be adjusted,
Yep.
and this is what I plan to do. Wow, I'm talking a lot. It's that Baka, man.
No, that's completely all right. Um, yeah, so I think there's a lot that's going to be going on. There's a lot of information to be had. There is a lot of minds that will be a let's say expanded at this event, and not necessarily changed, but that is the goal, right? Is to open up their mind to the possibilities, and the possibilities are there. It's just a matter of embracing them and getting a comfortable feeling about embracing them. Um, so yeah, I think that it's going to be meeting them where they're at, like you said. It's going to be educating them on how to better themselves and opening their minds up to the possibilities of what's coming in the future. And all that in 4 days with fun in between, like you said, concerts, fashion show, comedy shows, uh, you know,
Because we want
tons.
to have fun too.
Yeah,
We want to have fun too. It can't be all about feeding the intellect. Sometimes, we need to refill that emotional bank account.
that's right.
Um, but if after you went and you listened to the panel that talked about the future of music, and they think it's with Web3 technology, um, and you came to the concert that night, and here are these talented artists that are sharing their music, and that seals it for you,
Hmm.
right? Maybe, and this is why we did it that way. Maybe this is what makes it make sense for you. Maybe this is what allows your creativity to shine through, because maybe privately you've always loved art, but you had to work that 9 to 5 at the gas station to pay the bills,
Yep.
right? And so most people underestimate the tools and resources they already have. I don't have a college degree. I never went to school for it. I just have a passion for it. I want that passion. I want all of that passion, because that passion is what's going to make you get up, remain consistent, and do that grind, because it is a grind. But I promise you, you're not on that grind alone. Um, we're all about community, and so can't be about community without having that support system in place, right? So we've thought about all of that, how we continue to stay in contact. What's the value after? We're not just coming in and dipping like a bad lover, right? We're looking to get married. You know what I mean? We're looking to
Right.
get married. We want to be able to come back and measure that data and say, okay, this model works, and let's repeat that in every city across the United States, and then maybe across the world, right?
Yep.
Let's go make a difference to get people on board and understand that, don't be afraid. It's
Mhm.
absolutely okay. Don't be afraid. And that's why I called it the Digital Economy Expo, because they've been conditioned. You hear crypto, you hear NFTs, you want to avoid it. But you
Yep.
understand the digital economy is here. And this is an opportunity for you to upscale, maybe even take on a new career path, or renegotiate with your existing boss and say, hey, man, I got 20 years on the job. I'll leave you right now. It's going to cost you X, Y, Z to train somebody. You're probably going to have to pay them more, right? Because I done maxed out my pay increase 15 years ago, buddy, and you ain't never given me nothing, right? So maybe as that business is evolving, you could say, hey, listen, I might have come in as a customer service rep, but I have some life experience on creating text. So let's take a look at that ChatGPT prompt engineer job that you just posted, right?
Mhm.
I think I can do that, boss. How about that? So it's
Yep.
really just, again, and I keep saying it, and I probably sound like a broken record, but I think sometimes it's just opening up the cupboard and taking out the ingredients and then be surprised by the wonderful meal you have at the end.
Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's, planning with what you've got at hand and, working with that and starting just in general, starting. If you never start, you'll never get there. And this will help you. This event is designed to help you figure out how to start. If you
Yeah,
haven't
show
started,
up. That's
right,
how you start. Show up,
right.
right? That's
Uh,
a, that's all. That's all it is. Sometimes all it is to show up.
mhm. Yep. And even if you have started, this event will show you how to expand on that and make more with what you've got already. It'll help you or help open your eyes to other possibilities that are out there that maybe you never thought of. Um,
Facts, facts.
so yeah, I mean, it is really something for everyone. It is something that even if you are well established and you start with the very beginning and you're listening to how you can get started, well, you might pick up a tip there that you're like, oh man, I could do that and even better the position that I'm in. um, you might pick up little tips and tricks of things that you may have overlooked that are ideal for, or being shared with the people that are just getting started. So there's definitely going to be a lot going on there. There's going to be a lot of information. There's going to be a lot of entertainment. It's going to be an overall exciting event. And, we're just dying to get it going. Right. um, but
We
yeah,
didn't
go ahead.
we didn't talk a lot about the family,
We did not.
and
I figured we'd have the lady in charge of that floor maybe come on in a later week and kind of go over in more detail because hearing what she has in mind and what is in store, um, that passion I think would come off great for a future broadcast.
yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Do
I
that.
mean, we can say that it will be, family oriented. It will,
Well,
there.
I'm pretty excited for all the components it has. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
Really excited, actually.
Yep. I
Um,
am too. It sounds like it's going to be a blast.
oh, absolutely. It's probably where you will find me, to be honest. As a matter of fact, I not probably. I know that's where you'll find me.
Nice. Yeah, it's yeah. There's. I'm excited for it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of work to be done yet, but we are getting closer as every day goes by, and it is coming. It is
Oh, that
coming.
is, that it is, that it is. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, deep breath,
You all right?
deep breath, right? Because you want to do so much. You want to make
Yeah.
such a strong impact. Um, that sometimes it could be really intimidating, right?
Yeah.
It can. Sometimes it can be really intimidating. But that's the beauty of it when we say that you're not alone.
Right.
We're here to share this journey with you. We're here to create and um, help bridge that divide,
Yeah.
right? And I'm excited for some of the projects that we've partnered with. really excited actually.
Hmm.
We've got crowdfunding platforms. We've got the ticketing one. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the ticketing one just yet. Wow, that is amazing.
Again, we're at episode 22. So coming up here, we are going to start having some of the sponsors come
Yes,
on.
and definitely.
Yep.
We'll start opening it up to our partners in the space, and oh yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep. 100%. So, but I think, I know we're a little short unless you have more to go on. I know we've kind of been going around and saying how excited, but we're not sharing a whole lot yet. But I think, starting next week, we are going to start with some of our partners and sponsors where it will enlighten everybody a little more. So this can be like a teaser. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to do some work on the website. I'm going to get that done, all nice and professional and sexy and pretty looking. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I think maybe we leave it there, Rochelle, and call it a night, and cut out a little early. We're about 10 minutes early from an hour, and we just leave people with all that motivation of what's to come, right?
Yes, we can. Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
You
unless you
just
want
tease people. Okay, I see how you do it.
to drop a nugget. Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to drop some news, I don't know.
No,
But
what do you want a job? The ticket?
um, I don't know.
I'm
I
excited
just,
about the ticket. The ticket is
I,
sexy.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so
But
we can make a little something about the tickets. The ticket is sexy as fuck, man. So um so you know how you go to conventions and you get the boring ticket?
yep, yep.
Um
Or you get the thing that hangs around your neck,
yeah,
lanyard.
we're not doing the boring tickets at all. Yeah, no boring tickets. Um it's gonna be highly interactive. You're going to be able, long after the event, to still participate. Um, that means access to content, updates, all kinds of really, really cool stuff. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna announce who's it what yet, but cutting edge stuff, man. Cutting edge stuff. We're coming in again to fuck it. We're just gonna say it. We're coming in to break the mold and set
Yep,
the standard.
yep.
That's it. We're coming in
That's
to set the
it.
standard.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bar is set, or we're setting the bar. We're actually moving the bar. You
In a
know,
good way.
in a
In a
good
good way.
way. In a good way, yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, that bar looks great over there that you guys all play with, but we like our bar. Our bar's cooler.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, we want the bragging rights, man.
There
We
you
want the
go. Yeah. So, all right. Well, Rochelle, uh,
well, Scott.
any closing statements?
Whew, that bop is. Ooh.
I know I haven't said Nola enough.
I know you only said it once.
I should have. I
That's
should have
okay.
picked. I should have picked a different word.
I got busy early, so it's all good. It's all good.
All right. All right. Um. Yes. I mean, I think what has been put together here with the group of people and the efforts that they have contributed is definitely something different than anything you've seen before. Yeah, it's a convention like other conventions, but it's not. It is a
Facts.
convention unlike other conventions where it is meeting everyone where they're at. Like Rochelle said earlier, it is expanding your mind to see the possibilities of what you are capable of as an individual. And if you don't feel like you're capable as an individual, kind of getting you on that right path so you can open your mind to expand your capabilities. There's just so much involved with this. and the exposure that you're going to get for attending is just going to be life changing. That's all there is to it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's exciting stuff. It is, and I am so looking forward to it. But yeah, if you have no closing statements, Rochelle, um, I think I think that'll do it. I think
Yeah,
we'll.
for me, it's really just be open. Be open to the possibilities that are there for you. Be open to what you can achieve with a little bit of knowledge and the right people in your corner, and that's what we aim to do. We aim to be the right people in your corner. Um, we definitely are here to be your cheerleaders, right? That's what we want to do. We want to be your cheerleaders and help you build and scale and be absolutely successful at what you do.
100%. And with that being said, I mean, we're all faced with opportunities every day. They may not seem like opportunities; they may be in disguise, but ultimately, there's an opportunity everywhere, or you're faced with an opportunity almost daily, and it's up to you to determine if you want to take that step or not. And this will help you be enlightened to noticing when those opportunities present themselves, and being able to take that step, and the fear that comes with it, and how to overcome that, and to stay on the right mindset to continue and pursue your dreams. But
Yes, sir. Sir.
yeah, yes, exciting stuff. All right, Rochelle, well, I think we're going to call it a night there.
All right, boss.
All right. We'll talk to everyone next Friday with hopefully a special guest.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna have now that. Oh, I'm so sorry. So now that we have gotten all of the back end done, we're gonna be focusing on our social media and engaging our community. So we've got a Twitter space every day, Monday through Friday, at I think we said 5 p.m. EST time. On Thursdays, we're going to be doing the Rep Your Blockchain battle,
Hmm.
and the winner gets flown out to the event and get to perform with some legends in the space.
Nice.
So exciting stuff, man! Exciting opportunities.
Right on. Exciting. So every and that's going to be on the MNFT
Twitter
Twitter.
account, make sure you're following. We're going to have some giveaways on there too.
Nice. Awesome. All right. So everyone, every day at 5 p.m., there's a space on Twitter on the MNFT Twitter page. It's mnft.llc. And every Thursday, what time is the Thursday rap battle?
It is 7 p.m. EST. Make sure that you come early to register for your chance to compete.
There you go. All right. We'll catch everybody next week. And in the interim, hopefully we'll see you in one of those spaces. Everyone
All
have
right.
a great night.
Be kind to yourself, and thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Good night.
Good night.